April is the month that's usually considered to be about the season of Easter. The main point of this season is that there would be eggs hidden throughout your house or somewhere close to it. The challenge would be to find them all within maybe a time limit if you're feeling feisty. It's quite a fun event that mainly involves kids to play in and is celebrated to people all around the world. And so with that being said, Roblox decided to create their own type of egg hunt, with usually either in late March or early April, an egg hunt event would appear, with almost every egg hunt providing a world of some sorts. You traverse throughout said world and would obtain eggs by either it randomly spawning from the sky or doing quests from the NPCs to then being rewarded with an egg. This format was used for a very long time, starting from the 2008 Eggstravganza event all the way until the 2019 egg hunt. We don't count next year's. It's an important event most Roblox players hold dear to their hearts, and to be honest, I can definitely see why that's the case. Each year's egg hunt gets progressively more better, and we can definitely see the peak of that in the 2018 or 2017 egg hunt event. It's an event that, to be honest, I've never even thought about when I was a kid until Roblox decided to make it a global event for all of us to play in. So then let's just go back to where it started all the way in 2008. The 2008 Eggstravganza event was the first egg hunt to have been made and managed by Roblox. It was a simple game where you'd walk around the map collecting eggs that randomly fall from the sky. However, the difference with this egg hunt than the rest is that the eggs would not only fall from the game's sky, it would be in every game's sky. That would mean you can make certain AFK farms for the eggs in the past, aka this contraption, which is pretty neat. There were also fake eggs in this event, which basically means decoy eggs that you cannot obtain. A total of 3, which was kind of annoying to be honest. Not much else to say other than that, so let's move on to the next one. We skip 2008 and come across the 2010s, the year of... wait, hold on. What is year 2010 known for? So yeah, the year of the Chile earthquake apparently. My condolences to anyone who actually experienced it. Let's ignore that for now and focus on the big daddy egg hunt of this year, which is the 2010 Eggstravaganza event. It's basically the same format as in 2008. The egg hunt started in 2nd of April but was shortly shut down 2 days later because of the amount of players overloading its servers. As an apology, Roblox gave away the golden egg beaters for free in the catalog, which looks pretty nice for a free item back then. A few months later, in June 21st of 2010, the egg hunt was relaunched again, adding 7 new eggs to the list. The egg hunt for this year was relatively similar to 2008's, that being eggs falling from the sky. However, for builders club members, you know, when that existed, you'd get an egg basket which lets you collect 3 eggs, but then changed to 6 in a future update. This egg hunt was also the first one to distribute the average egg, one of the more prized and rare eggs in this game. However, since they also fall from the sky, the chances of you obtaining one was relatively slim to say the least. We skip 2011 and here comes the year of 2012, the year of Obama, my favorite. Also the year where the 2012 egg hunt happened. Now this egg hunt was slightly different. Roblox decided that this egg hunt, you won't be able to just create Minecraft XP farms in your games no more, and instead went out to create their first world of the egg hunt trilogy. Only this game and not any other random games in the platform where you would be able to obtain eggs through different objectives. However, there is one egg that could be obtained through a different game, but I won't be talking about it though since I'm lazy. There were a total of 25 eggs scattered throughout the game. One item called the Egg Cannon 9000 was designed for you to find all the eggs pretty easily. The egg hunt lasted for about 11 days and was the first game in Roblox that broke the record, reaching 9,354 players, later topped by next year's egg hunt. The map is broken into 4 distinct parts, one which is the mountain, another which looks like a volcano, another being a modern section, and for the last one, I don't know. It looks like a playground of some sorts, and they're all related to the more popular games back then, which is pretty nice. So with that being said, let's move on to the next egg hunt. This egg hunt is more known to be one of, if not the best event in all of Roblox, considering the fact that it somehow broke multiple records in Roblox. The first being the amount of concurrent players in one game, with around 19,000 players being the record back then. It was also the first game to get over 2 million place visits within a week. The map was designed by a highly praised Roblox admin named Stickmaster Luke, more known for his hit game Natural Disaster Survival. It was split into 4 parts like last year's, one being a mountain, another being an urban city, a field near a tower which is connected by a bridge, and what seems to be like a tiny forest located right next to the urban city. Players spawn on a floating island with a oh god. Once you enter through the portal, you'll be greeted by several stone structures which could warp you to the specific place. However, you'd have to enter through said warp gate first to enter through it using the stone structure portal. They are located in specific areas in the map, 1 or 2 being in every 4 parts scattered throughout the game. With such a highly praised event, we could say that we were expecting a better egg hunt next year, but well, it was alright. This egg hunt revolves around a good versus evil story where you talk to this bunny looking guy and he talked to you, saying that you would have to regain all the stolen eggs that were being taken by Rabbit Rabbit. There were a total of 34 eggs scattered throughout the game. Wait, did I say map? I meant worlds. This egg hunt introduced a world mechanic where you'd go through the first portal, collect a certain amount of eggs to be able to proceed to the next portal. This was the first egg hunt to introduce this, which would be continued in some of the later egg hunts. But let's talk about the worlds first. The worlds was separated into 5 worlds, the first one being a prehistoric era, the second being the medieval times, third is the present times, fourth being the uncertain future, and lastly, fifth being the forsaken future. The fifth one being a boss battle, which was pretty cool, not gonna lie. In my opinion, this egg hunt was kind of underwhelming of achievements unlike last year's, but you can't always expect such a high quality event every time. Not to say that it wasn't great, it was just alright. although I wasn't in the platform until 2017, so take my opinion with a grain of salt. So moving on to the 2015 egg hunt. This egg hunt was the most crappiest one out of all the egg hunts I mentioned so far. This was basically the equivalent of the 2020 egg hunt event, but slightly better. It was a dev hunt which I always disliked. There wasn't any lobbies for the egg hunt to my knowledge, and also there wasn't even a fabric egg to obtain in this egg hunt. But unlike the 2020 egg hunt, which had one egg in every game, there was 5 exclusive eggs in one certain game and 6 in all. The 3 games are the Super Bomb Survival, Ripple Mini Games, and the Twisted Murder. Not much else I can say about this egg hunt. Didn't do much things that were revolutionary. However, it did introduce the dev hunt styled event, which is still kind of mid. Overall, an okay egg hunt in my opinion. Neat, we're back in one map again. This map is split into 3 parts apparently: a city, a farm, and a secret island. Not gonna lie, playing this game gives me a headache. It was basically a walking simulator, and holy Christ does it feel like it. There's a total of 34 eggs minus the 2 glitch ones somehow. Oh, and this game also reintroduced the portal things like in the 2013 egg hunt. Also, this game apparently has a fabric egg, but I can't see it in the wiki, so I don't know. As usual, nothing too much happened in this egg hunt, so let's move on to the next one. The 2017 egg hunt was an incredible step up for last year's egg hunt and every year as a whole. Made by the elite builders of Roblox, yeah, nice group. The amazing map designs, the beautiful, incredibly immersive background music, and the objectives for the eggs are rather enjoyable to complete it all together. This egg hunt was divided into different worlds like the 2014 egg hunt. We have the Abyssal Plains, Northern Antarctica, World of Tomorrow, Timeless Desert, Mount Ignis, and Stratosphere Outpost. There were also mini worlds to get more eggs as well, just like the ones in the 2018 egg hunt. There are so much worlds to explore from, and the amount of eggs you could get are quite abundant compared to the egg hunts that we've had so far, especially since the total amount of eggs in this egg hunt was 42 eggs, the first egg hunt to have over 40. And oh yeah, they reintroduced the fabric egg as well, which was fantastic to say the least. You need to collect 40 eggs to be able to obtain it, which was understandable. This was one of the best egg hunts that I can see many people praise about even to this day. And since I didn't participate in this egg hunt because I didn't know events even existed in the first place, I don't have much to say other than this much. So yeah, let's just proceed to the next egg hunt, which is the best one I think. Egg hunt 2018 was the first egg hunt I've ever played, and to say that I had fun was an understatement by a long shot. I had an incredibly dog water PC at that time, so I didn't get all the eggs. However, even though I had 20 to 30 FPS whilst playing the egg hunt, I had some of the most fun and joyful times that I've ever had in Roblox playing that egg hunt. This egg hunt was separated into worlds again, just like the previous egg hunt, with the improved quest, movement, and design altogether. This egg hunt also reintroduced more randomly spawning eggs with a total of 6 to my knowledge, a great improvement compared to last year's 1. However, not only that, the map designs were some of the most high quality stuff I've ever seen in all of Roblox, with every map's terrain and buildings made and placed in such a creative way, and how the atmosphere itself just made me feel like I was in the game itself. Wonderland Grove and Hardwell City being my favorites in the game. Even with some of the more time-consuming and meticulous objectives for certain eggs, it still felt extremely fun to complete. The movement as well felt extremely nice to perform, as you're constantly jump dashing like in Super Mario 64, which felt nice to do. There was a final boss in this egg hunt as well, brutally murdering a crow for an egg. Pretty good objective if I have to say so myself. Alright, and how could I forget the other amazing event that included with the egg hunt as well? Once you collected all the keys from the 3 different games, you would be able to enter a specific room where you'd have to complete a semi-difficult obby and then answering a few questions from this chicken man, then being led to a place where you'd get the supposed Dominus, which becomes the golden keys if you're not the first one. The obby was extremely difficult at first, but I think after the devs saw how much players complained of how hard it was, and since it also didn't include any checkpoints whatsoever, the devs decided to nerf it by a lot, and so they did. Pretty big nerfs to be honest, but I can see the player's point. I think that's all I wanted to say about this event. Really fun and an overall great experience when I was playing the egg hunt. Probably one of, if not the best event I've participated in Roblox. And so with that being said, let's move on to the next one. As the egg hunt gets teased in the block scene and more people were speculating on what it's about, people began to gather up hype as they remember the last year's egg hunt being an extremely banger of an event. And well, to match up the hype of last year's egg hunt is an extremely high bar, and obviously they missed it by a long shot. The first thing you get greeted in this event is this whack of a lobby with stretched out portals and an extremely low resolution PNG texture for the floor. It's way too big for a hub in my opinion, and well, the actual map is alright. The objectives for the eggs in this egg hunt is that it's scattered in various different games throughout the platform. However, in the main game itself, once you get a certain amount of eggs, you will be able to cross through certain puzzles of the world. One example would be the telekinetic egg, which would give you the power to use telekinesis. Pretty self-explanatory. And since it was a dev hunt, in total there were a total of 42 game participants for the egg hunt. 42 games to go through from! Jesus Christ, I can't believe how much games were actually permitted to the dev hunt. Should have chosen like 10 at maximum. 42 was way too much, especially since you're only obtaining one exclusive egg from each game. However, not all the eggs are out randomly in the dev hunt. As I mentioned before, a few eggs are located in the main game itself, adding up to a total of 58 eggs. An insane amount of eggs for this egg hunt. Yeah, this event was a pain in my opinion, especially for the actual high quality games, which is a shame because I really wanted to complete this egg hunt, and well, since my PC was incredibly garbage at that time and I couldn't run like nearly half of the games that were present in the dev hunt, I sadly couldn't get the Faberge egg. This egg hunt was somehow sponsored by Avengers Endgame. Yeah, that one. And with that being the case, there are special parts of the map where you could get the Avenger eggs, I think as an extra, which was pretty cool to be honest. Plus, they somehow felt extremely enjoyable and moderately easy to play, unlike most of the dev hunt itself. Alright, enough of this disaster of an egg hunt, let's just go back to the good egg hunts. You know, the next year's egg hunt was even worse, you know? Wait, what the f do you mean by the next egg hunt is worse? It just is. See, check it out. Okay, where the f is the game? So yeah, this year's egg hunt didn't even provide a lobby for the event itself. I don't know why they didn't. That was kind of incredibly stupid on their part, but still. And you know, the objectives for this year's egg hunt. Another dev hunt. Let's go. We thought Roblox learned their mistake from last year's blunder of an egg hunt, so people were hyping it up to at least be slightly better than last year's, which was an extremely low bar to pass through, and somehow they made it much worse. And so about the lobby, Roblox thought it'd be a good idea to have people own the egg phone gear that most games don't even have it equipable. They have a brain that is so much larger than most of us, so why wonder even comprehending it anyways? Now about the games itself, surely they're at least better than last year's egg hunt, right? Nope, not at all. Some games aren't even mobile compatible, so they just get the eggs for free. Some just outright waste your time, and some are excruciatingly annoying to obtain. Most of these games just try to give you some sort of interest for the games, but it just won't work for more than 90% of this platform's player base. They just want to complete the objective, get the egg, and then leave. Of course, there are some great objectives like the scuba diving and Quill Lake objective, but to be honest, that's all I remember. But to wrap up this year's egg hunt, at least they just gave you the Faberge egg right away once you got all the main eggs. An actual garbage event, and it ended egg hunt in like the worst way possible. And yeah, that's about all the egg hunts in general. It went from an alright start into a very good middle, and finally becoming a train wreck of a finale. Roblox's egg hunts were one of, if not the best event in all of Roblox, and to see it go away because it is a repetitive event that drives investors away is really sad to see happen, considering that if they had just, you know, managed the platform as it was back then, I'm pretty sure Roblox's state would be in a much better area than it is today. The quest and objectives of collecting eggs while simultaneously able to obtain said eggs into your avatar and showing it off to your friends was really fun as well, as we could compare what eggs would look better and what eggs would fit in one avatar than the rest. The charm of egg hunts were mainly from 2018 in my experience, considering that I joined pretty late into Roblox, yet I joined in the Eggs Nest to find out that it was an endearing experience that I, and probably you that has experienced it, will never forget it for a very long time. Alright, outro time. Be sure to smash that subscribe button for a new video in 5 years, and I am Utsi. I'll be hibernating once again. Bye bye.